We have had some beautiful callouts on this channel, especially in the long-term portfolio, with SoFi building another beautiful green candle, along with Celsius and AMD, as well as Webull. AMD pushing up to 184.26, up another 5%, and RKT, which is a short squeeze play, sitting at a 42.4% short interest and ripping another 5%. At the end of today's video, I'm giving you another long-term stock that I just added into the portfolio, along with a possible squeeze stock to put on your radar that Discord already knows about. So you're going to want to watch all the way through, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn post notifications on. First things first, is this all coming to an end? Jim Cramer says bullish may not be stopped today. And you know what that means? And if you don't, it means inverse what he says is usually the way to go, meaning a possible dump on the market. Now, is that going to happen? When is that going to happen? Things are pumping, and there is something very important to point out. First of all, yesterday we called out this target at 645 and also said we could have a spinning top candle form between 645 and 647. Now, this is the 4-hour time frame. I talked about that happening on a more macro time frame, which I believe I said the weekly, but this could possibly happen on the daily since we already hit this target pretty aggressively. With that being said, what would come following this? Well, a possible correction on the SPY. In my opinion, the earlier the better. It gives us more room to run prior to rate cuts in September, which we'll talk about in a second. Over $116 million was added to the cryptocurrency market cap in the past 24 hours. Now, why is it that Bitcoin's dominance is slipping and IWM is continuing to pump, yet tons of money is coming into the crypto space, as well as M2 being maxed out? We talked briefly on it yesterday, but the reason being is because cash is rotating into small caps. Now, the last time this happened was December of 2024. And the same thing you can see on Bitcoin's chart. When we had this dip down to the 50s, actually late November, 58% Bitcoin dominance slipping, which is right where we're at right now. This had major implications for altcoins. This is the implications that we had. A huge move in the charts. Now, this began about the second week of November. And if you come and you take a look back here, the Bitcoin dominance started slipping shortly after that. So we are a little bit into the altcoin run. And depending on how high we go, we'll talk about that. But things are shifting for small caps. And if you're not positioned correctly, you're going to want to watch this. First of all, we called out a clean break over a specific level on Ethereum. We get a specific level, but we gave a time frame for it. Now, this time frame was about mid-September, which is important because I believe altcoins, small caps, alongside Ethereum and memes are going to follow, which is normally what happens during an alt season, which I believe we are very early into. Are we going to see a pullback? It's possible. If we see that pullback, it should be alongside the market where we possibly get the spinning top correction. Brief pullback where I will be entering into other altcoins, smaller cap plays. Now, Ethereum, in my opinion, is heading up to 5,800. Prior to September 15th. This is what I have had drawn out on the charts ever since back here in July. And I do believe this is still going to play out perfectly. Reason being is this box right here is when we are about to get the September rate cuts. Now, everything is pricing in bullish narrative for these rate cuts, but I believe the market is going to show weakness following the rate cuts. And until then, we have a great time frame to squeeze. Second scenario, less likely scenario, is we come into the rate cuts, we show brief weakness, and it's a shakeout. It's a bull trap for short sellers, and then things squeeze late September or mid-October. Second scenario, less likely. Just want to prep you for that. We'll talk a little bit about it more on later in the video. Now, again, we got that target, 645. Is the SPY going to go higher? Well, I don't necessarily believe so. I think we get a pullback from here. But again, it's very dangerous to bet against this market. As far as if we do go higher, I don't have levels mapped out just yet. I will take a look at that if we close above 645 today. Bitcoin 4 hour still trading in this channel, tested basically the top of this channel, continuing to rise, getting a lot of volume and still green even though dominance is slipping, but that is because of how much money is flowing into the crypto space. Bitcoin can still get up moves alongside altcoins. But again, once Bitcoin sees weakness in the chart, that's when you're really going to see money come into these altcoins, and you're really going to see moves like this instead of the move we're seeing now. Ethereum Classic I want to talk about very quickly because this has tested this line back in December, which is during that season we talked about, and we ended up failing it, and now we came out of this wedge and tested it on the weekly and is building a base, building a possible spring for a breakout move higher, which is also very bullish for AMC. These charts track one another. Alongside AMC, I do want to point out we did get a little bit of a spike in that same time frame, that alt season, up to 558. GameStop got a better one. We actually began in November during that same time frame to climb all the way from $20 to $35, which is exactly the scenario that we're likely in right now, but probably more aggressive since AMC and GameStop have been pinned down. Everything is looking good for these. Everything is looking good for small caps. The 13F that was released yesterday on GameStop, on people purchasing GameStop, institutions purchasing GameStop, and we talked a little bit about the major names that purchase GameStop, but there is a much larger list of institutions, big money, big players that have added a huge amount of GameStop shares. And also the options chain is very, very bullish as well for GameStop. It is coming back to that season again where there's some sort of random catalyst that we don't know about around the corner that insiders are front running. Alongside that, a little bit of tinfoil. GameStop changed their logo colors once again. The last time they changed these colors, which you can see right here, we have two yellow circles right here. They changed the colors to white. They changed the colors to white both times shortly after we had a major sell-off in the chart. Now they changed it to OG colors, which we saw back here, which front ran a huge rally, which coincidentally is something we've had on the charts for weeks now, right? So tin lining up with our charts is beautiful alongside earnings September 2nd on GameStop. Just primes us for, in my opinion, free money. But again, you know what they like to do? They are going to attempt to push this down. It's possible. Do I think that is the case? No. And if they do, I think it's very stupid, because if Ryan Cohen's smart enough, we will get a share buyback at very, very stupid prices. If if we did crash again, there's also a bunch of order blocks from 2180 all the way down to 1875, and that's because it's more than fair value in this range. Right now, there's a lot more upside with a huge order block starting right above 33 bucks, and then following that all the way up to $50, right? Again, all we have to do is build a little bit of momentum past 24.45, in my opinion, to 25.30 before we get up to 29.65, so on and so on and so on. I want you to keep an eye on GCT. It's a little bit late right now, but we're up 7%. This is another short squeeze play that also ran alongside HKD, and alongside several other plays that kind of front run a major move. This thing ended up climbing all the way in May of 2024 to 41 bucks, all the way from $10. Again, this is the macro, this is the weekly, this was over a longer period of time. But we're kind of doing the same thing, except we're breaking out of this wedge. We are testing an order block, but if this stock gets over 36, just keep an eye on it. This one I don't really care about. I just wanted to toss it in here. We have better short squeeze plays that are in the Discord server, but this is the long-term play that I added into my portfolio right now that recently got slammed from $780 all the way down to $622. Now it's at $655, getting a nice little rebound. This is Eli Lilly, ticker symbol LLY. I've added this to the long-term portfolio, and I will continue to add this if we sell off even further, and I just want to put this one on your radar. Overall, if you're not in the Discord server, guys, it's the top link in the description. Make sure to join the Discord so we can come talk stocks and crypto together. I can't get to every single comment under the YouTube videos, but I can get to you if you join the Discord and come chat. Again, there are no bad questions. Whether you're a beginner or advanced trader, this is the place to go. And I know a lot of people skip off of this portion of the video, but seriously, truly, if you're not taking your trading seriously, then you're probably not in the Discord. Just get in the Discord, guys. Best vibes in there, best people, best family. And let me know how you've been liking the videos. Is there anything specifically you want me to change or you want me to cover or something along the lines of that? But that is it. Very bullish going forward with a possible retracement within a week or two before the cycle tops on altcoins, small caps, meme plays, meme stocks, so on and so on. That is it, guys. I love you all. God bless. Lottery Stocks out.